Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Suds News. My name is Vinny, as always. This is Angela, and we are here live. Today is Monday, February 10th, 2024. 2025. I'm a year behind. A lot of people are in that post-Super Bowl hangover. I am not. I did not watch it. I don't care about it. And I'm ready for WrestleMania. So, Angela, how are you doing?
I am good. I didn't care too much about the Super Bowl either, but I had it on in the background. I love the commercials. I absolutely adored the halftime show, and I love that the Eagles won. Honestly, for me, football season is over when the Pats season is over.
Well, that makes sense, considering you live in Boston.
Yeah.
If I was to root for anybody, it would be the Steelers, but I haven't watched NFL in quite some time. Good evening, Steve. Good evening, Donna. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the people that are starting to trickle in. The water is warm. Come on in. We've got a huge announcement. We have a spoiler for everybody tonight. It is big news, and we'll get to that later on. But before we do want to go ahead and let everybody know, as always, we are an official affiliate of WWE Shop. So go over to suds-media.com/wrestling merch if you are a wrestling fan. And whenever you use that link, you do get we get commission based on what you buy. And if it's whether it's NWO, whether it's Randy Orton, whether it's WrestleMania itself, or any legend, alumni, Hall of Famer, or current superstar, or an NXT star, get your stuff using that link again, suds-media.com/wrestling merch. Also, Angela and I are going to meet Laura Wright in April in Stamford, Connecticut. We are going to be presenting her with a Lifetime Achievement Championship belt. It has been ordered. If you want to donate to help offset the cost, go to buymeacoffee.com/sudsmedia, and you can donate there. And anybody that does donate, your name goes in the card that we give her to show our appreciation for her lifetime of work in the daytime genre of television. As soon as I get the schematic, as soon as I get the preview of it, I will share it to those who donate. So again, buymeacoffee.com/sudsmedia and go ahead and donate. Angela, you had a Zoom this past weekend. How did that go?
It was amazing. So we started at 8:00 Eastern time. We had 20, 25 people cycle in and out. And at 3:15 a.m., I tapped out. I said, guys, I'm exhausted. I'm done. and I went to bed. Apparently, they stayed on for another 3 or 4 hours.
Wow.
Not everybody, but a lot of people. So it was a lot of fun. I think this is the third one I've done. Everybody said they had a blast again.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I was excited. It was a lot of fun. So I just wanted to explain. I do these because I have a daily Zoom watch. We watch. There's a group of us that watch live every day at the 2 p.m. Eastern here time, and we do it over Zoom. And I pay for the YouTube TV and I pay for the Zoom the professional Zoom membership to do it. So this just kind of helps offset the cost kind of thing.
Yep.
So that's why, it's $5. And, if people really want to come and they can't afford it, I'll send them the link. But, it's basically just to support our daily Zoom watch. I know a few people have accused me of being a grifter.
Well, you are definitely not a grifter. And I'm glad that everybody had a blast. Donna said that she left at 11 and had a blast.
Oh, yeah.
And I, at that time, I was already asleep because I had to get up to shovel snow early in the morning. I was literally, I could have probably joined when I woke up at 1:30 a.m. But,
I was gonna say, yeah, you could have, because I was still in there another couple hours, but yeah.
I'm glad you guys had a good time. I am actually doing my first paid Zoom. Again, only $5. It's coming up on Friday, February 21st. We're gonna be talking about the differences and similarities between the genres of wrestling and soap operas. So it should be a good thing. Again, $5. I did go ahead and post the QR codes for my Venmo and Cash App. And if you want to join, go ahead and send it. I will send out the link as soon as I create the room. But again, that's going to be Friday, February 21st. The money coming in will go to offset a lot of the costs that I incurred as well for the podcast, whether it's Zoom or whether it's the website or whatever the case may be. It all goes back to the podcast platform. And yes, you're right, Donna. It is time to make the donuts. Although I don't physically make the donuts, I order the donuts for the store. But that's just me. Okay. So with all that out of the way, I do want to say General Hospital has been on fire. We did get to see the recast of Jack Brennan. And my mother was upset. She's like, he has no charisma. I'm like, give him a chance. Yes. I mean, Chris McKenna has been in daytime for quite a while, and he's getting his footing. I personally didn't have a problem with it. How about you? How did you see the first week with the new Brennan?
I mean, he's a good actor. I like him. I think he has good chemistry with Laura Wright. I think he has the sinister part. He brings a sinister part. And I am looking forward to seeing him and Carly's date this week.
Yes. I feel like he has a darker side than Charles Measure's Jack Brennan. I feel like you can see his sinister side, like you said. Charles Measure had the charisma, he had the charm. This guy, you can tell, has an ulterior motive. So I'm liking it. I'm giving it a chance. And normally I personally don't care too much about recasts. I don't have one way or the other as long as the show is good. But I know a lot of people don't like recasts, and I do want to let everybody know that Charles Measure left on his own accord. He's the one that came in and said that he wanted to go pursue other options or whatever. So it wasn't a frank firing. It wasn't, anything sinister, or nobody wanted him fired or whatever. He left on his own accord.
It was entirely his choice.
Yes. I mean, and honestly, as has been outlined by some of his exit interviews, he had only wanted to do it because he was going to be working with Laura Wright. He was not, I guess he just wasn't ready for the amount of dialogue they have to memorize for any given day. So back
and he's talked about that.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it happens. He tried it for a year, and he felt like he wanted to move on. So you can't fault the guy for it.
Yes.
The only thing that sucks, in my opinion, is that we were supposed to meet him on the same day we met Laura Wright, and now he was replaced with James Patrick Stewart. And as soon as I told my mom that, she went, ew.
See, I love James Patrick Stewart, so that's still exciting, I think.
I like him too, but I was looking forward to meeting Charles Measure. But that's just me. All right. So, where shall we start this week? We do have a big announcement for everybody. We do have a spoiler, so to say, but we're not gonna release it right now. We're gonna let the cat out of the bag a little later on in the show.
Yeah.
Again, and then for those of you who are WWE fans, join us later tonight at as soon as Raw goes off the air, roughly around 10:30, 11 o'clock, for the Raw Raw Rewind, right here live on many of these same networks that you're watching on, as John Anthony and Jesse B and possibly myself. I get stay up that late. We go over Monday Night Raw that's currently airing live on Netflix. All right, moving on. Let's start talking about General Hospital, shall we? That's what you're all here for, all 53 of you that are currently watching. We had 5 full days. We had a full week of GH, a full week of Sudsy goodness. And I guess we could just start off with Cyrus is getting caught out.
Yeah. He's
everybody's onto him. We've Brennan and Colette went to the cottage that we saw that Austin Gatlin Holt got shot in when he came by. And we've found out that Cyrus is bringing food there every so often and delivering food. So the question remains, who is in that cottage?
I think it's Dex.
But okay, so you think that
at first I had thought that it was a WSB op, but I have a feeling that Cyrus is going to be holding him for some reason, but we'll see.
Do you think that Cyrus is Dex's dad?
I don't know. I mean, it's possible, which would explain why he was stabbed but not really injured,
right?
Because it missed everything. But it also could have been, so apparently Cyrus seems to feel, it seems, that he's doing this for, like, because God's telling him to,
right? Angel of mercy,
right? And I mean, Sam was, I think that's what he was talking about with Lulu when he said, you have no idea the things I've done for you, which has always been my thought. I always thought that he killed Sam to clear the path to Lulu for Dante.
Yes, exactly.
And I think that it's, him trying to make up for what he did to Lulu before.
Yep. Because
he was responsible for her. He ordered the bombing.
Yeah.
So that explains that, but the killing of Dex would have just been him covering his butt, which, a crazy god wouldn't, even a crazy god wouldn't tell him to do.
Right.
So maybe he didn't kill Dex. Maybe he just needed him out of the way because Dex was on to him.
Do you think that it could have? Do you think that it could have started as either a WSB or PCPD sting operation, and Cyrus found him? Because one would think somebody would have said, "Well, we've lost Dex's body."
True, except if he put in somebody else's body.
Well, that's true too. Yeah,
because there's a body that Joss cried over.
Right.
So we'll see.
I mean, Cyrus could have paid somebody to have plastic surgery to look exactly like Dex. Just like in the main event when Ted DiBiase paid off Earl Hebner, the twin referee, the whole thing back in the 80s. Weirder things have happened on soap operas, so you can always see the parallels.
Right, and he could have gotten his hand. He could have gotten his hand on that magic mask. He's shady like that.
Yeah, so, in my opinion, Cyrus is definitely on the same level as Faison. Too bad Faison is dead. We could have seen some nice crossover scenes with Cyrus and Faison. That would have been fun.
Yeah. That would have.
Port Charles would have never known what hit him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw Cyrus then, as you said, alluded to, confront Lulu and said, I've done more for you than anybody, and I kept my watch over you. You know, when they see each other at Bobby's, and Lulu's like, I have a restraining order. You can't be, you know, within 500 feet or whatever it is. And then Lulu goes over to Laura and you know, and Anna as well, and reports it. So now Anna technically has a reason to arrest him.
Right.
Because he
yeah,
broke
and
the,
he, like Rick today was talking about the, the grounds of his, the rules of his parole.
Right, yeah.
And he's also barred from the hospital.
Yes. And
keeps going there. So he's definitely violating the rules of his parole, which means they could have him sent back to jail.
Yes.
And I have a feeling that could be how this ends. Because
just
they
him
love
going to jail?
I could see them sending him to jail and not killing him. I mean, I could see it going both ways.
Right.
But I could definitely see them sending him to jail because they love the man.
Yeah, and to, you know, that's the thing is, like, you send him to jail, he can come back in a year or two. How many times has Heather Weber been back and forth?
Right.
You know,
and I mean, it's a soap opera. They could kill him and he comes back too, but
right.
you know.
Well, we still haven't seen Helena come back yet. She's apparently dead. And the same with Victor Cassadine. So, you know, maybe the killing off is just for the Cassadines. But they can always come back from the dead as well, as we very well know.
Pull yourself together. Go.
Well, apparently the dogs don't like the idea of the Cassadines coming back to life either.
Yes, so they're going to have to deal with it.
All right, so I got to ask you, this whole thing with Jason and Sasha and, you know, and now Tracy is involved and Cody and this whole thing. I love the story, but Cody literally put Jason and Sasha on the spot today on today's episode.
Yes.
And it remains to be seen how they're going to respond.
Well, in the previews for tomorrow, it shows Sasha telling him, "Oh, we have to pretend that you're the father of my baby." Now, I'm not 100% sure that they're still actually going to pull the trigger on that. Because his first thing was, do Monica and Danny
know? Right.
You know, so it would require him like lying to them.
Right.
Which I'm just not sure that he'd be willing to do it thinking that it's a temporary situation.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's almost like a lifelong commitment that he's got to make now.
Right. And the thing is, but he would never do that to Michael.
Right.
You know, and, you know, he obviously talked to Michael, and I think Michael asked him to take care of Sasha and the baby, and we'll hear that.
Yes.
But I think that, because Carly said that she talked to Michael.
Right.
So I think Jason was probably able to as well. So I think, see, I've thought that when Michael agreed, but asked Sasha to stay in town, he was hoping that things would change later.
Yes.
And that's why he wanted her to stay. So I could see him telling Jason that. And the thing is that Jason would never agree just to say he's this baby's father forever.
Right.
You know, so, you know, Michael's not dead. They know he's coming back. I could see him agreeing to it because, you know, as, you know, Martin pointed out today, Michael has all the leverage because Willow cheated and Michael didn't.
Right, exactly.
And now that there's such big speculation about who the father of the baby is.
Yep. If it comes out that Michael's the father, it'll show that he cheated as well.
And if they say that it's not Jason, then it's going to be, well, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Yeah.
But I still don't think that they're going to go either way. I don't think they're going to go romantic with them.
No, I don't either.
Like today, they really stayed in the, you know, clash of Willow and Sasha.
Yes.
Snarky to each other and stuff like that, which tells me that this is going to be a thing later. You know what I mean? When Willow finds out, because Willow's gonna find out.
Oh yeah.
I think that this is just a way to extend the story until Chad comes back or they recast Michael.
Yeah. I agree. I think you're right.
And I don't think they're going to do a romantic thing with Jason and Sasha, because I think that Sasha's planned for Michael.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons they're ramping up the Willow Sasha stuff.
Which would be great, because I like Michael and Willow together. Honestly, I thought that they never should have broken them up in the first place.
And really, are they going to have both of Jason's uncles?
Both of Michael's uncles dating them. Yeah.
Right. Both of Michael's uncles, especially with how they've had Jason be such in dad mode.
Right. Michael. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think that that's what it's going to be.
Speaking of which, I do have to bring it up. I finally got a chance to watch the Jennifer Hudson show episode today, from with the GH cast on it from last week, and I had a laugh when she asked them one of the questions, who has an evil twin, and Cameron Matheson raised his hand as if to say that Jason's his evil twin.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
That was really funny. And like Finola and Laura were both like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
And what's funny is Jason is. He's the one who kills people.
Yeah, exactly. Again, he's a heel, but people love him because that's how he's positioned. Yeah. I will say, kind of just building off the Jennifer Hudson show, I was actually kind of surprised. Tanisha Harper, was there, but didn't really get to participate too much. And I know they had a very short window of time, but it looked like it was dominated mainly by everybody else except for her. So I was kind of shocked at that. I did like Donnell Turner saying that he had conversations with Snoop Dogg, and that Snoop Dogg had expressed interest in guesting on the show. Because for those of you that may remember, Snoop Dogg did have a guest spot on One Life to Live when it came back under Prospect Park. Back during their web series, and Frank Valentini, was Frank Valentini doing that show? No, I don't think he was, because he had moved over to GH by that time. But either way, he's
he had moved over to GH. Yeah,
he's friends with Frank, and he's done that.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Jennifer on.
Who?
Get Jennifer. My internet is being all kinds of wacky. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could tell. It's all right. So who do you think should be coming out? Jennifer Hudson?
I think Jennifer Hudson will make an appearance. And I have a feeling it might have something to do with our big announcement.
That's right. We might as well get into it now. Our spoiler, and it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. Angela, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. So our super secret set-side source, on-set source, gave me permission to drop this in the Zoom the other night, and now I am sharing it with you guys before it goes totally public. But there is confirmation. We are 100% getting the Nurses Ball this year.
All right.
Yay! I am very excited.
Yes, the Nurses Ball is making a return.
Yes.
Do we have a time frame? April, May, like normal?
This spring.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, traditionally it's the beginning of April to coincide with the show's anniversary.
Makes sense.
It's possible they can push it to May for May sweeps, but I don't know. I think they'll probably do it the normal time.
Perfect.
We didn't get it last year.
No.
Because we got the wedding.
Yes. Yep.
But everybody's always asking, are we getting the nurses ball? Are we getting the nurses ball? Are we getting the nurses ball? And this year we are in fact getting the nurses ball.
Awesome. That
you heard it here news. First, folks.
That is great news. I cannot wait for that to happen. And you're right. That could be Jennifer Hudson coming in, making an appearance, doing a number, doing a single, doing a song or what have you.
I could definitely see them wanting that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Laura made a comment on her Twitter on her Twix that she was saying we have to get her on GH now. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And her ex-husband, former WWE superstar David Otunga, came on to GH about a decade ago. He came in and was on 2 episodes visiting Alice in the hospital after her heart attack, because she was the Dominator as a wrestler. That was in 2014. So I wouldn't mind seeing Jennifer Hudson come in and perform. I really love those. I think that could also be a good time to reintroduce Blaze, if they do, if they choose to, get the nurses ball, especially.
Yes, I was thinking that too. Mm-hmm.
Especially after what we found out this week, in that Sidwell and Natalia are connected somehow. I have a feeling that Sidwell may be Blaze's father. And Natalia.
I think that he is either Natalia's. I think he's either Natalia's brother or he is the father of her older one, but not Blaze. I think her kids might have 2 different fathers.
Okay, that's a good possibility. I mean, it would be soapier if Blaze was his daughter, and she and Christina get back together. Therefore, the warring father-in-laws, so to speak.
It definitely would. It's just since Christina didn't tell her, or she didn't tell Christina, that could be problematic for them.
Exactly.
That's my worry.
Makes sense.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it does have a really good story with it, because we thought that Sidwell was having Sonny followed. When the guy was calling to report in, and we find out that Sidwell's having Natalia followed, and that's when the news comes out. Oh, she was with Sonny Corinthos, seeing the cardiologist. So,
yes,
just definitely great story, great bombshell to be dropped. And it can go in so many different ways. It kind of blows off the theory that Natalia was the one that set the bomb for Sonny. But,
yes,
the fact that Sidwell's having her followed, there's a connection there.
Yes.
Whether it's ex-husband, boyfriend, brother, whatever.
Right. Ex-lover, whatever, yes. And it also explains why Natalia's not put off by Sonny's business.
Right. Because she knows all about it.
Because she's never cared. She's never cared. It's never bothered her. Never been a thing. So.
Yeah, everybody who's watching, we got 93 people watching right now. Go ahead and join in the chat. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Twix or Facebook, go ahead and leave comments, react to comments. Definitely like the video, subscribe, get notified, interact. It helps the algorithm. And go ahead and definitely subscribe on YouTube, youtube.com/@Suds-Media. And, it definitely helps us out. And we're going to be bringing more to you as well. Last week, we were trying to get an Angela Answers fan mail out. For the past 2 weeks, actually, just didn't have it worked out.
It was 100% my fault. So you know that thing where you go out and you shovel snow and then you come inside and you're like, I'm just going to sit here for a minute.
Yep.
In this nice comfy chair.
Yeah.
That reclines.
Yeah.
You know that thing, don't you, Vin?
Oh yeah, I do.
And then what happens,
And
So
then you
yeah,
wake up 3 hours later.
yeah, yes, going, is it time for school yet, Mom? Yeah.
Yep.
So that was me.
So we will try to get one done this week. And if you want to watch it early and ad free, go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Suds and Squared Circle. You can join there and you can go ahead and get any of our pre-recorded stuff early and ad free. That includes Angela Answers fan mail. That includes Dockside at the Bay and Take Me Down to Studio City once we get back up with production of that show as well. And we are going to be doing in a couple weeks. We have the premiere of Beyond the Gates. So Angela, Kim, and I are going to be doing an inaugural week episode of Beyond the Gates. Still waiting to figure out when it will air or how it will air. But just know that we are working on something for that. Between Angela, Kim, and I, the three of us are going to be going over the first week of Beyond the Gates, and we'll see if we decide to keep it going or not. All right, folks, I'm going to ask the chat, and I want you guys to chime in. Are you guys excited for Beyond the Gates, and what do you want to see? What do you want to see happen on Beyond the Gates? Go ahead and throw that in the chat. We know it's going to be very, very soapy, especially with the all-star writing team that it has. I can't wait for it either, Donna. So yeah, it is. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. All right. We got to talk about the big news that happened between Friday's episode and today's episode.
Yeah.
The Carly and Nina join forces. It's literally like, and I put up the post. It's like the mega powers coming together of the Macho Madness and Hulkmania coming together. The mega powers. They're going to come together to stop Drew and Willow from going any farther. And oh my God, this is going to be fantastic.
I absolutely loved Carly when Nina started her apology thing. Carly's like, I have to sit down for this.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I was laughing with that.
And like I said, I never thought I'd hear you say you were wrong.
Yes. Right. I'm fine with them teaming up as long as they don't like kumbaya it, as long as they can still be snarky with each other. And because I am about sick of Carly swallowing her tongue with these people who deliberately fuck with her life.
Yes.
So she's, they have a common enemy, and that's fine. And I loved her and Tracy today when Tracy's eyes lit up when Carly said, "Leave Drew to me," and Tracy said, "Make it hurt." I love that.
I like that too.
So, yeah.
I loved the scenes with Tracy and Carly today. It was absolutely fantastic. Because I like it because Carly told Tracy, you have to back off.
Yes.
And
she wasn't rude to her. No. She laid it out. She wasn't a bitch. And Tracy was snarky with her, but Carly just laid it all out. And really just, we have to trust Michael. We have to have faith in him, and yada yada. So, my girl's showing major maturity.
Yes, she is. A major character growth.
Although I don't want I don't think I want Nina to tell her. But even if Nina does tell her that she's been sleeping with Drew, I want that to come out a little bit later, and I want Carly to just lose her shit on her and just be like, "We could have ended this forever ago."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I don't want her to be the one to blow Nina out of the water. Although
Right.
I have a feeling that, I mean, because I could see it coming out at the nurses' ball.
Yes.
I could see the truth about Gio coming out then too.
Yep.
Or at least some truth about it. You know, I mean, they could dribble that out bit by bit. You know what I mean? They might not reveal the whole thing. I could, because I think that Chase is going to find out Gio or Brooklyn had a kid she didn't tell him about, and Willow's going to find out about Nina and Drew around the same time.
Yeah, around definitely.
And they'll lean on each other, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will say, Willow. Okay, when Nina goes and meets up with Martin and Willow at the Port Charles Grill, that girl is like molding clay. She doesn't know how to have a thought in her own head. She just goes along with anybody, whether it's Drew, whether it's Martin, whether it's Nina. Because up until Nina came, she was all gung ho by Martin saying, "We have to act now. We have to go
right.
We have to go aggressive at Diane, because even though Michael's out of the country rehabbing, Diane will still be here and she'll be fighting, and we have to face it." And then Nina comes along, and Nina's giving her side and saying, "We have to wait, we have to cool it." And then she's like, "Okay, you know what? I don't want to hurt Michael. I don't want to go aggressive. I just want to, we'll wait on it." That girl does not have an original thought in her head.
And what's funny is that she was like that before as well, which was like the cult.
Yes. Yep.
And then it was like the opposite with Michael.
Right.
He led him around, and she was calling the shots.
Yeah, because she was the one that
he did. Like, a lot of people said that, he was controlling her, but no, he wasn't.
No.
He got rid of the, information about Sonny. He decided not to go after Sonny. He, didn't even bat an eye and supported her when the lie about the kid. I mean, he freaking rolled over and did everything for her. He accepted Nina.
Yep.
So, but now she's very much reverting to the
damsel in distress.
Right. And the cult, the girl who was in the cult. And not just with Drew, with everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, and we saw it today. It's not just Drew.
Right.
And it's like with Michael, she's the one that made the decision to leave the teaching profession and become a nurse and go into nursing. The quickest nursing school I've ever seen anybody go through.
Were you watching when Emily Quartermain became a doctor?
I did not. No, I was not.
Oh, God. That was.
Well, you just brought up the history, so we're going to go over to Professor Angela's history lesson in just a minute as we go ahead and go with today in General Hospital history. So, Professor Angela, what do you have for us today?
So, things that I did the week again from the last time we did it. On February 4th, 2008, Sam was hit by a drunk driver. It was a hit and run. They didn't know it was a drunk driver after she had fought off the text message killer, who they didn't know at the time, but was Diego Alcazar trying to get revenge for his father's death.
Yep.
And it was a big who hit Sam mystery. It ended up being Monica.
Okay.
She was drunk driving. On February 5th, 1996, Sonny married Lily. And we know how it turned out. She ended up, in little bits all over the parking lot. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Yes. In February 6th, 1998, Bobby found out Carly was Caroline, the baby she had given up for adoption.
Okay.
And it was phenomenal. I do have some news about Kelly Monaco that we'll get to.
Okay.
So somebody asked in the chat.
Yep,
okay.
I see that.
So, and that was a great scene. It was really, really great. There was a snowstorm. It was amazing.
Very nice.
On February 7th in 1983, Robert and Holly entered their green card marriage. Luke was presumed dead. She was pregnant with his baby. Robert married her so she could stay in the country, and then, they fell in love and became a super couple, but she lost that baby. So, and yeah, well, yes, that was a later one, I guess. Well, no, because Luke and Holly had Ethan, but that was later too. It was very weird. In 1995, Robin and Stone had sex for the first time.
And that's where Robin
led to her getting the HIV. Yes. Now, February 8th, 1977 was a major, major one for General Hospital.
Okay.
It was the debut of the one, the only, Jeannie Francis as Laura Weber. 1977. Really? Yep.
70. Okay, I heard 97 for a second.
Oh, no, 77.
Yeah, because it is. It's her anniversary this week.
Yep.
So
on February 9th, 2004, Carly and Alexis were stuck in an elevator during the Port Charles Hotel fire. Okay. And Alexis confessed to her that Sonny was Christina's father.
Okay, so that's right, because I knew Alexis hid it.
Yes, and she confessed to Carly, and Carly and Sonny were split up. So she said that she would keep quiet as long as Alexis represented her in her custody suit with Sonny.
Okay.
So, and February 10th. Oh, shoot. I didn't write down the year. I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. Tony Jones died.
Oh, wow.
It was during the toxic balls. He died of the flu that was released in the Toxic Balls storyline.
I'm going to have to look that one up.
Yes. It also killed Courtney and Sam's brother, Danny.
Oh, I remember that storyline. I remember that.
I think it was like 2010 or something like that.
Yeah, it had to be 2009, 2010, something like that. Because I do remember watching, because I do remember when they all died. I didn't remember it was Toxic Balls, but
that's how the flu was brought in, and it was just funny. They called it the Toxic Balls storyline. Now, Tony's death was really touching. They knew he was going to die, and he had really touching scenes with Bobby and Lucas, and it was nice. I mean, he died, but it was it was touching scenes.
Because I remember that's when Courtney confessed that Spencer was Nicholas's son instead of Jax's.
Yes, she told Jax, but died before she could tell Nicholas.
Okay, yeah.
And so Jax said the baby was his and changed the paternity test.
Yep. All right. Well, that was this week or today in General Hospital history. Thank you, Professor Angela, for that. Yes. And as you alluded to, DMH 1812 asked about any news on Kelly Monaco. And you said that you had some.
Okay, so I can't say too much, but I can tell you that she is going to another soap.
All right.
Oh, it was 2006, Donna said. So she is going to another soap opera. She, I was told she starts next month, but I don't know if that's airing or filming.
Okay.
I think it's filming, but
all right.
We'll see. It's possible it could be airing, but I think that it's filming. And I can tell you it's not Beyond the Gates. It is one of the LA-based filming, one of the soaps that film in LA.
All right, so that leaves either Days, Y&R, or B&B.
Yes.
And I wouldn't doubt if it's B&B. For some reason, that sounds. So Donna says it's taping. So.
Well, stay tuned. I'm not sure if they'll announce it when she starts filming, because people will see her on set and people will see her in behind the scenes things, or if they'll announce it when she starts airing.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Either way, we should have some news in the next couple months. That's official. But my information is that she has signed to another soap.
All right.
And
I knew she would land on her feet. You know, for all the people out there that were, Fire Frank and I Stand with Kelly and all this other stuff, we knew that she would land on her feet and get into another soap. So no harm, no foul. It progressed the storyline, and sometimes you just need a new coat of paint, and that's all there is to it. As Bruce Pritchard would say, you need a new paint a coat.
Yes. Now, I also want to thank Finn Carr, who plays Rocco, who is my favorite of the under 18 set.
Mm-hmm.
So he had posted on his Twitter that he had these really great bracelets. They say General Hospital and
awesome
symbol. He had them made for the cast and crew as just a little Christmas whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he had some left over, so he sent some out to some very lucky fans, and I was one of them, and I just wanted to thank him.
Awesome.
Mr. Finn Carr. It is awesome. I love it. It's here with all my...
Today he actually posted a picture on his Twix of him and
John Stamos.
John Stamos, who, when he filmed Fuller House, and of course John Stamos blacked me on G8, so and I did reply to that picture, and I said my wife and I just rewatched Fuller House, and when I saw the name,
you're like, oh yeah, that's yeah. So, but he's very, very sweet, and I thought these were cute. It was cute that he got them for the cast and the crew, and that he sent out the extras to fans, which was nice.
Yeah, awesome.
So,
and Donna, I don't think Kelly Monaco necessarily has to tell her tale, and there may not even be a tale to tell. We know that
I never thought she was going to tell her tale anyway. So,
yeah. We know what happened. The fact that she was let go. We know it came down from ABC, and you know what? Here's the thing. When you're at a job for so long, she was there for a long time, 20 something years, and playing the same character is unheard of for that long, especially, soap opera is the only genre you can really do that. And when you lose your job, it's hard. So,
right. And I know that it was very jarring for her fans, and I understand that completely. Believe me, I know. I am on the fourth Carly.
Yeah.
And I have had many faves fired. I have had many faves leave. But she is not the first. There are people who were there longer.
Yep.
A lot longer, whose exits were treated a lot worse.
I mean, hell, when Stuart went out a hero. When Stuart didn't pass away, they didn't even put up a graphic or acknowledge it.
Right. And they killed him off very unceremoniously.
Yeah.
And Sam's death is still having ripple effects. Alan's didn't.
Right.
Alan's was just kind of, a blip, which was, for somebody of his stature, was sad.
Yeah.
There are actors that have put a whole lot more into this show. Not that Kelly didn't. I'm not saying that she didn't. She was devoted to it for decades, and devoted to ABC for 25 years and whatever. And I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't entitle her to lifetime employment.
Exactly.
They gave her plenty of notice.
Yeah.
Her character went out a hero.
her character went on a hero, and it's still having story.
Right.
So,
And, she got, big goodbye scenes. She definitely has an Emmy reel if she wants it,
mhm.
and the character is being remembered. It's just, this is, sometimes
Yeah,
characters have to go, or actors have to go, or something.
yeah,
And, it's longevity, being someplace for 20, 25 years is no guarantee that any job is
right,
forever.
exactly.
And they,
And
GH did not wrong her
no,
or her fans. That's not how it goes.
no. So, congratulations to her. Good job, getting
Mhm,
onto another soap and getting work elsewhere, which we knew would happen. Took some time off to regroup, to relax a little bit, and now she's going to go back
mhm,
to work. So, that's fantastic. All right. So, moving on.
mhm.
kind of kind of a little bit of a blurb here. How'd you like the interaction with Brad and Cyrus? I mean, I know Cyrus is at the forefront of a lot this week, but Brad and Cyrus having their little interaction um, when Cyrus was at the hospital, and Brad's like, "You don't belong here. You're. Would you like me to tell Dr. Robinson?"
I liked that Brad, it was very much I'm a team player. This is my team. The hospital
Yeah,
is my team. I liked that. Um, some people have worried that this could be, problematic for Brad, that he could be um in Cyrus's crosshairs now. And it was really funny. Perry Sheen, I don't know, or Perry Shen, I don't know if you guys follow him on Twitter, but if you don't, you should. He is hysterical. And he plays with fans. And somebody said, "Holy crap, so do we think Brad's getting shanked on the hospital rooftop or injected with some fatal dose of digitalis?" And he replied and said, "I don't like the sound of any of those words in that sentence."
yeah, exactly.
Which I really love.
So,
Oh,
um, I, it's something to the point where I agree with you. Um, and um, I really don't like the idea of, you know, it, it was Brad trying to be a team player.
yes.
But at the same time, I like that he stood up to Cyrus.
Yes. Yep.
Um, so, by the way, I do want to let everybody know I did just ban a viewer. I don't normally do that, but if you're going to insult my co-host or anybody on here, then you will be banned and your comments will be removed. So, um, you know, I'm sorry. I don't deal with I don't deal with people who are completely negative. It's one thing if you have a differing viewpoint and you can talk about it with um, respect, but
Right.
I don't like the I don't like the put downs and the uh, you know criticisms and everything, and that's all there is to it. So be respectful, because disrespect will get you banned.
And here's my thing. One, I'm not dirty. I just got out of the shower. Two, if the most you can say about me is that I'm fat, that's the worst you can do, I win. Because I can lose weight. You're probably always going to be an ignorant asshole.
Exactly.
So,
Um,
whatever.
yeah, and don't get me wrong. I know that you have thick skin, and I know that
Oh,
you let a lot of stuff slide off your back. I get that, but
yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah.
like the disrespect.
Yeah.
Um, so let that be
Yeah.
a
Oh,
warning to everybody else out there.
yeah.
And I do honestly, I want haters to watch, and I want anybody to watch, because Number one, you might learn something, but I also want you to be respectful. You could have differing opinions. Angela and I have differing opinions. But But as long as you're respectful about it, then that's fine. Go ahead and comment what you want. But once the disrespect and the name calling and this and all that kind of starts, that's where I go on.
My DMs on Twitter are open. Feel free to take your shot.
Exactly. And that's why we do Angela Answers fan mail.
Yep.
Which we still have an episode to do, so hopefully we'll get that done this week. Anyways, all right. Let's kind of move on from that a little bit. The doctor appointment that Sonny went to in LA kind of confirmed that he's got a heart problem and he needs to have a surgery done.
I'm still surprised the man has a heart. But okay. I'm totally dating myself as 50, at 50 years old here, but does anybody else, we talked about this in the Zoom the other night. So whenever Sonny is like getting his pills or clutching his chest, does anybody else picture Sanford and Sons and Fred Sanford? It's the big one, Elizabeth. I'm coming to join you. I'll be with you soon, baby.
I think Matt had mentioned that on 10th floor too.
Single time. Every time.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, I will stand anybody. I will start their fan club. I will hire mobile billboards promoting them. That causes that character to have the big one. Our Zoom password, the password for our Zoom meeting on Saturday night was big one for the win. Sonny got to go. And a heart attack's as good as any. But yeah, it cracks me up that he thinks that he can just put it off.
Right. Yeah,
He'll get to it when he gets to it.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just, I get that he doesn't want to show weakness or whatever.
Right.
But here's the thing. You want to go out to LA to visit the doctor because you don't want your enemies at home to see. But now, does that mean you have to go out to LA to have the surgery? Do you have, it's like.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. But now it's going to be like, what the hell's going on in LA?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you would think that the West Coast mob knows something's up and wants to know what the hell Sonny Corinthos keeps doing in their town.
Exactly. He's honestly should just go to like Idaho or something.
I know, right?
Go
back to Nixon Falls. Nobody knew you there.
Exactly. The hospital in Nixon Falls, where nobody, not even the cops, could run his prints and figure out, oh my God, that's Sonny Corinthos. Like, come on, this supposed mobster who's, the FBI has been tracking or whatever and has a file on, and nobody in Nixon Falls, which is what, 3 towns over, knew that he was Sonny Corinthos. Like, makes no sense at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does to me because, I've never thought that he was that big of a mobster, but,
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
No, but it's still, it's like, that's just funny.
I'm just surprised they gave him an option of running his, not running his fingerprints. That seems more.
I mean, you don't know who you are. The quickest way of finding who you are is to run the fingerprint.
Yeah.
Well, was that a rival mob guy in Nixon Falls, Steve? I think that was.
Was he a mob guy or just a,
I know that was Elijah, and he was working for somebody that was devious, but I don't think he was actually a mobster. So I'm not sure if that was the case. I knew it was dirty, but I don't think it was a mobster. But I mean, I just find that funny as hell still after, a year later.
Yeah.
But all right, gotta get to the big scene. Carly, which is our cover art, Carly and Drew in the Metro Court.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was, And Tracy was right there. She was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Just absolutely fantastic.
And it cracked me up that Drew thinks that him screwing his nephew's wife
Right.
is not as bad as Jason, who is single,
Yes.
knocking up Sasha, who is single.
Correct.
What in the holy elitism was the family cook? I was just like, what? My God, you never even met Edward. I mean, I know you've met Tracy, but I didn't think you agreed with her with that stuff.
Right.
And I loved Carly just taking it on, like filing it away. I will deal with that later. And but it shows that Drew is still really butthurt, because the whole reason he said it was to try to hurt Carly.
Yes.
And, it shows that he's still very butthurt over Carly and.
But see, here's the thing. It's a year later. Drew's the one that broke up with her because, because Jason would always come number one. So it just goes to show you, how insecure he is in his own life.
Oh, absolutely. And, it's funny because he's taken on a lot of the AJ characteristics.
Yep.
Of the feeling lesser to Jason.
Right.
And I still am wondering if this is leading to them circling back to the PTSD story. Because it's more than just, he fell for Willow, because his anger at Carly is off the charts for no reason whatsoever.
Exactly.
Is just off the charts. And it started when she came to find out why him and Jason had gotten into the fight.
Exactly. Yes.
And he didn't tell her, obviously. And she, he was like, "Oh, you're already over here defending." And she was just like, and she was just like, "Listen, if obviously you did something to deserve it." Mm-hmm. And I think that just sent him over the edge.
Agreed.
That she didn't even know, but she was already defending Jason. But oh yeah, he has anger at her that is not coming from a sane place, I don't think.
No, it's not. I agree. It's like he's trying to do everything almost to say, "Hey, look at me. Look at what I could do."
Right. I don't need you.
Yeah. You think that Jason is so great.
Yeah.
I can do this too.
Yeah. Well, I broke the heart of you and Jason's special baby that you both love so much. Now, I thought it was also weird that Drew left his tie.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was one that Carly had bought him.
Right.
And I'm just like, did he do it on purpose, hoping that she would find it when she was over there visiting the kids or something? Knowing that she would recognize it? I mean, how does he forget the tie when he's in a suit?
Right. Exactly.
When he wears a suit all the time, you'd think it would be like sense memory that he just automatically, a tie has to still go on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, there's a lot, and I might be giving the writers too much credit. I don't think so, because I love them, but I just think that there's more there.
There's definitely more there. I agree. And I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to explore that at some point. Maybe with the nurse's ball, if that's when the whole secret of Nina and Drew sleeping together comes out,
Well, I mean, if Willow turns on him,
yes,
he'll go off the charts even more.
Yep.
And he'll probably find a way to blame Carly for it.
Of course. And
I can see her and Nina, like Carly finding out and her and Nina arguing about it backstage at the nurse's ball and Willow overhearing.
Yep.
So then it becomes Carly's fault that Willow found out.
Of course. Yeah. And, that would be nice to see Kevin come back for a little while and have to talk to Drew about his PTSD. And
yes,
if you need a life coach or a sex coach or a relationship coach, you can go to coachingbylori, LORIE.com, and use the promo code WELCOME for 20% off your first session. She is a like I said, a life coach, a sex coach, a relationship coach. She does help people deal with whatever problems they're having in their relationships, or for just people who are struggling with, what with their lifestyle, even as the anxiety of coming out to people around you. And she is one of our advertisers. Again, that's coaching by Lori, LORIE.com, and use the promo code WELCOME for 20% off your first session. And Drew could definitely use a therapist or something, after all of this. And I could definitely see the PTSD story as something that could be big.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So, how did you like the? I mean, we kind of alluded to it earlier, but the whole lunch today between Cody and Felicia and Sasha, and Cody and Sasha trying to get along, but then Jason comes in and Cody again runs his mouth. Like there's just been a
poor Felicia.
Yeah, I know. I felt so bad for Felicia being in that, but she's the one that set them both up, and they didn't know either one of them.
Felicia's just like, I know, but when Jason walked in, I felt real bad for her because she knew that was just going to go bad as soon as she saw him. I'm just saying, am I the only one that thinks that Cody Googled if it's okay for cousins to date in New York?
Yes, exactly.
I think Cody Googled that. I do. I mean, I feel for Cody because, he had this thing, and Sasha, was upset too, but she has the baby now to distract her and look forward to.
Yeah.
Cody just.
Cody
finally, it was a great person, great woman. Things were great. Things were going well in his life, and then it all went to shit. For something that was absolutely not his fault.
Nobody's fault.
I think he kind of feels damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. Because he was walking the straight and narrow. He was trying to do the right thing. He was being an upstanding guy. And then he still got this. Yeah.
Yeah. And you do have to feel bad for him because, he's there, and I felt like he was really being real, telling Sasha he still cares. He cares about her. He wants her to be happy. Yada 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 yada. And I like the idea that Sasha kind of forgave him and said I care about you too, and it's hard. So they were really being real. And then Jason comes in. The whole thing goes to shit.
Oh God!
But see, here's the thing: it's like Cody is definitely acting out now. It's almost like he's got nothing left to lose.
I also think that he's looking at he truly thinks that Jason is this baby's father.
Yes,
and that he's doing Sasha wrong.
Yes. Yep.
And and that his how much he cares about Sasha, that really pisses him off.
Right. Yeah.
Because so I think that it's coming from a good place in Cody. He's just so wrong.
Yeah.
And Sasha, I think that if Cody hadn't betrayed her trust and spilled the whole Drew and Nina and thing and yada yada, I think that, and the Willow kiss, I think that she would have felt that she could go to him and say, listen, I'm not insulting him. I like Cody. Simmer down. I think she would have felt that she could have gone to him and said, listen, this is the situation, but I have to protect Michael.
Yeah.
But she can't trust him to keep the secret.
No. I mean, he kept Brooklyn and Dante's secret for all these years, but he just hears this one secret for,
he cannot. He's got a one secret limit.
Yeah,
so after the whole Brooklyn and Dante thing comes out, then he'll be able to keep one more secret for the next few decades.
Exactly. Speaking of that secret, we did get confirmation that Gio is Brooklyn's son.
Yep, with Dante, and that Dante. Brooklyn does not know whether she had a boy or a girl.
Yep.
She has no idea it's Gio. Only Lois knows, and she's panicking.
Yeah, and Lois going to see Martin about this, and then Tracy coming, of all people, and that was so funny.
Yeah,
that whole thing. Like,
yep.
This is gonna be a very big. It's gonna blow up in so many people's faces. It's going to affect the relationship between Brooklyn and Lois, Ned and Lois, Olivia and Lois,
Sunny and Lois.
Sunny's
going to be furious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then even Dante and Brooklyn.
And Lulu in Brooklyn, Lulu and Dante, because he lied to her about it.
Right.
Olivia and Lois.
Yep.
Because they're besties, and Olivia has this grandchild out here that she never knew about.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. This thing has like so many repercussions. It's fabulous. I swear to God. Do you want to go in your crate?
Believe me, I think the dogs are upset too, and
they can't believe that Lois did this.
Yeah, and of all people to go to tell Martin, like, I get that she kind of wants to get it off her chest and needs somebody who has privilege, but Marty has kind of been known to crack under pressure at times.
I was gonna say, Nina would like a word.
Exactly. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to see how that ends up coming out.
Oh God, and it will come out.
Yes, it definitely will. It will definitely come out. Lucky and Liz having.
Go ahead.
Lucky and Liz having some time together. They dance. They almost kiss. And then Rick's at the door saying, "Hey, Liz, you can go back to work. Your suspension has been lifted."
Yes.
I like granted, Becky Herbst and Jonathan Jackson have tremendous chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
But I am happy seeing them together.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest Liz fan, but they still have it. They've always had great chemistry, and they still have it. Every time he comes back, they still have it. And they're giving them endgame writing because they're doing endgame with them.
Yeah.
The show has been very clear about it. I know there's a lot of speculation. Oh, Lucky Christina, Liz and Rick. The writers flat out said the romance between Liz and Lucky is foundational to our vision for General Hospital.
Yeah. Yep.
So even if they dabbled in Lucky and Christina, even if they dabbled in Liz, it would just be angst for Liz and Lucky. They are going to be the couple that come out of this.
Welcome to the chat, Amber. Lucky and Liz fan here. So welcome, and I'm hoping you enjoy. We have 134 people watching right now. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell. Again, go ahead to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Suds-Media. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. We do have a lot of programming on this network. It's not just soaps, but it's also wrestling. And you'll get notified anytime something new gets posted up on our site. So yeah, I agree. And just the little things where they're so close to making it official with a kiss, and somebody gets it, somebody breaks it up or what have you. It's just, it is a soap trope. It's long-term storytelling. They're slowing it down, and
Right.
it's a slow burn.
Now, I mean, obviously Rick got the picture today.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And they always say the best way to get over someone is to get under someone else.
And that's exactly what he did.
Yes.
Because he told, not only, I find it hilarious because it was just that kind of serendipitous meeting where he sees Ava in the park, and it's like
Yep.
he couldn't get rid of Liz fast enough, and he grabs Ava and says, "Come here, I got to talk to you in private."
Right, and it was really funny because, and Liz was fine with it. She was not jealous at all.
Yep.
And it makes me wonder, does Rick really, is Liz really what Rick wants, or is that just he had been in love with her for so long?
Yeah.
Because he really did, and he just kind of left her there in the park.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which was hysterical also, just kind of. And I mean, Christina, oh my God, Liz was really funny with Christina with just giving her the, oh my God, you're nuts look.
Yeah, exactly.
That was great.
Oh my, that whole thing was convoluted in the first place because, I mean, for all intents and purposes, Avery could have gone with Ava. And all Christina had to do was tell whoever she was dropping off, oh, Avery is with
Avery's
Ava.
with her mother.
Right. Whatever. Because as far as I knew, there's no contact or supervised visitation order for Ava. Right. So,
yeah. One thing that cracked me off too, was Ava saying that, Sonny just shuffles Avery off to Carly's. I'm like, Ava, you shuffle Avery off to Carly's.
Exactly. Carly is there when either one of them need her, and they will use her only when they need her.
And I was saying today in our daily Zoom, I was like, at the custody hearing, it would be really funny if, Ava and Sonny are, arguing in front of the judge, and then Carly just walks in with her lawyer and a notebook detailing all the times each of them dropped Avery off to her, and the judge gives her custody and says she'll deal with your visitation.
Well,
I mean she's the one constant in that child's life.
Yeah, and we kind of alluded to it last week, was the way Christina said, I'll tell the judge, who the best parent is.
Yeah. Carly.
And for her, she could go up on the stand and say, oh, neither one of them. Carly's the safest for her.
She won't, though.
No, she won't. She's loyal to her dad.
Yeah.
And she's got enough hate in her heart for Ava, that, whatever screws Ava is the way that she's going to go.
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's see. So Rick and Ava finally get back to Ava's apartment, and Rick is kind of telling Ava, you gotta be careful and blah blah blah, this, that, the other thing, and then he's like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna do this pro bono for you. And then they start going at it. Yeah.
Which was great.
Yeah, that was funny. And we knew it was just a matter of time before they they got down and dirty. You guys want love in the afternoon, and they're giving it to you. It may not be the couples that you want to see, but they're giving it to you.
I'm there.
I love that pairing of Rick and Ava.
Absolutely. I am all over it. I think they have great chemistry. I mean, Rick Hurst has great chemistry with everybody. He really does. Yeah. He's phenomenal with that. But yeah, I think that they're a pairing to watch for sure. There's something special.
One question I do have: where the hell has TJ been?
Okay, so I heard something. I'm trying to find out if it's true. I have a email into Marianne. I haven't heard back yet, but I heard that he is in a director's program.
Okay.
That the actor is in a director's program.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why, and I mean, Frank wished him a happy birthday the other day.
Right. So he's still on the show.
The GH account, and he's still on contract. So I think maybe if what I heard, and he graduated from LA Film School last fall.
Right.
So it's completely possible that that's what's been going on. That's why he hasn't been around. Is that they gave him time to do something that is something else.
Yeah, and that's great because it also helped. I mean, we saw that Kimberly McCullough did the same thing, and now she's doing directing, and she's got her whole career.
Yes.
So I mean, Frank is always there to help out his younger stars. Get to where they need to go. So I mean, congrats to Todd Bello, and good luck if that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I think that it makes sense to me that that's what's happening.
Yep.
You know, it's logical.
Yes. All right. So let's see. What else? What haven't we covered? What haven't we covered? So Jordan, I like the scene with Jordan and Sidwell and Isaiah coming over.
Yeah.
And their whole plot to try to get, try to make him look, jealous and, and it's kind of one of those things where Jordan came back and said, well, he's been treating me nice, and Sidwell's like, I don't know what this guy is talking about. We have different interpretations of what happened.
Right? Yeah. That's, sometimes you hold people hostage.
Yep. And sometimes
they don't like the accommodations. What can you do?
Yeah, exactly. I love that he's so nonchalant about everything.
He really is. It was a different place. There were no laws.
Right. Exactly. And then, Jordan and Anna talking about it, and Jordan's like, he's interested in me. He likes me. I'm going to use that to my advantage.
Use it. Right.
And she has undercover experience, so she knows.
Well, she asked Anna for the equipment.
Yep. So, do you think that we could see Jordan back as a cop or police chief at some point?
I mean, it's totally possible. It's GH, you never say never. It's absolutely possible that we see that, especially because they have her getting back into this stuff. I had thought she was going to be the next mayor, but now, because Laura was so conflicted with things, but now they still have Laura, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Where they're going to go with that and where else they would really put Laura at this point. But I could see her, or, maybe even getting over to the WSB.
That could be, yeah.
Since she's involved with, doing the Sidwell thing.
Yeah. I mean, if it comes to the point where Jordan's the one that's able to bring Sidwell down, then maybe she does have a place in the WSB.
Oh, yeah.
And who knows? We could see, because the other recruit of the WSB is Jocelyn.
Right.
And she broke into Cyrus's room this week and got a piece of paper out of the Bible. Was that like a hit list for him, or we don't know? I don't think we ever actually saw what the paper was.
No, she didn't actually get anything out of the Bible. He had a bookmark there. She pretended to get something to the Janet, the super guy.
I thought she pulled something. I know it was a bookmark but I thought it had meaning to it.
Flower or something. No, because she was looking into the Austin.
Right.
The Dr. Austin Gat thing. So maybe it was something to him. I guess I'd have to go back and rewatch it because she went to that. And I thought it was really interesting. They better be keeping an eye on her.
Yeah.
Just giving her the address and sending her to that man's place. That is so. Jason is going to kick his ass.
Yes. Oh God.
Jason's going to be like, you what? Yeah.
Well, that information may come out during Carly and Jack's date later this week.
Yeah, I don't think it'll come out that. I think something will happen before it comes out.
Well, that makes sense too. But Jocelyn did apologize to Cyrus today for jumping to conclusions.
And it totally threw Cyrus off, but I also don't think he completely bought it.
Right. Yes, exactly. Because he was still staring at her through the window after he left.
Right. Yeah. He was like, Yeah.
Yeah, as if something's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think we've kind of covered just about everything. What was that?
I said, whoo.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we did cover everything. Lulu did talk to Laura this week, and saying how she's going to check out, stables and horse riding classes in Europe, which that's a very smart tactic to use.
Right.
Very much. Laura said so. It's not like she's, going off the rails. So.
Right, exactly. She's going about it intelligent. And I've seen people like insulting Lulu for this, but I'm just like, this is her kid.
Yeah.
Why do people think that she shouldn't be trying everything she can to get her child back?
Exactly. It's just weird. Some people have weird thought processes.
Yeah. This is true.
All right, and I think we kind of went off. I think we kind of did everything. We covered everything. Yeah. So we're done.
Woo!
We thought we were going to have
another one.
Yeah, exactly. We thought we were going to have another segment this week. We'll have it next week.
Yes. I'm sorry. It's completely my fault. Vinny's great. I'm a nightmare.
Nah, it's all right. It's not a big deal. But yeah, for those of you who are wrestling fans, stay tuned to all these networks, these channels that you're watching now at 10:30 or 11 o'clock tonight, whenever Monday Night Raw goes off the air on Netflix. You're going to get the Raw rewind right here. So definitely stay tuned for that later on. Dockside at the Bay returns this week. Unfortunately, Kim was under the weather last week, so we decided not to have any show last week. But it'll be back this week. And again, if you want to catch any of our pre-recorded stuff early and ad-free, go over to our Patreon page, patreon.com, so Suds and Squared Circle. You can sign up for just $5 a month, and you'll get all of our stuff early and ad-free that we do pre-recorded. This show is always going to be live, so, we're not going to put this show behind the paywall. If you want to watch I am going to start putting up the archives of our shows up on Patreon. So, I mean, even though they are up on YouTube, they're up on Patreon. They're going to be up on Patreon as well. And of course, those will all be early and ad free as well. All right. So, any final thoughts about this week?
I just wanted to thank Finn Carr again for my cute little General Hospital bracelet, and for anybody who came in later, let them know that our big spoiler announcement that we were allowed to drop, you heard it here first, is that the Nurses Ball is for sure returning to General Hospital viewers this year.
Yes.
And we will be getting it in a few months. So that's very exciting. Again, General Hospital's just been on fire. Loving it.
Yep.
No.
Exactly. And then again, in a couple weeks, Beyond the Gate starts. During the first, for the first week, Angela, Kim, and I will be having an after show for the first week, and we'll see if it becomes something permanent. I did talk to James Lott Jr. Earlier today. He said that he's not going to be doing a weekly after show. It may be something quarterly or every so often. But I did say that he's more than welcome to join us as well. So just stay tuned because there's a lot of stuff going on in the soap genres. And again, Friday, February 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, I am going to be doing a paid Zoom. And we're going to be talking about the similarities and differences between the soap opera genre and the wrestling genre. And again, if you want to, it's $5 to get in. And the links are up on first day with the new mouth. I'm trying again. Are up on my Facebook page as well as the Twitter page. Cash App, Venmo. buymeacoffee.com/Suds Media if you want to donate towards offsetting the cost of the Lifetime Achievement Championship belt that we're giving to Laura Wright in April. And then again, if you donate, your name will go on the card that we give her as well. But again, I want to thank the chat. 142 people watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, get notified, and subscribe. YouTube.com/@Suds-Media is where you'll find everything, and the notification bell notifies you of everything that comes up on our network. So we're about out of time. Angela, where can everybody find you as always?
Brooklyn74 on Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm finally over there as well. And I'm usually hanging around Daytime Dish, the cesspool that is Daytime Dish, because I love to swim in that nonsense for some reason. And my Twitter DMs are open, pattyprattle.com. My Facebook messages are open and my Facebook. And yeah, I'm just here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, and you can always follow me at Vinny Suds on Facebook and Twitter, at Suds Media on Twitter, or Twix, I should say. And suds-media.com is where you find everything related to Suds and Squared Circle Media. And my new blogs go up whenever I write them. So just stay tuned to those. I did pull one up earlier this week, or should I say last week, regarding the Royal Rumble and the backlash of Jey Uso winning the Rumble last week. So for Angela, I am Vinny. We will be back next Monday, which will be the 17th of February, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, as always. And have a great night, everyone. Enjoy General Hospital.
Have a good night. Bye, guys.